Hey guys, Ken's 97 Stowe 171. Another trucking video. Um, just picked this truck up. It's a Freightliner Cascadia. I believe it's the newest model. Um, 500 horsepower Detroit in it, 12-speed automatic of some type. I do a little. This will be my first trip in it. Did some customizations, custom paint job. Got the super single wide tires, aero kit there on it. It's got the mirrors, the digital mirrors. There we go. So you got, unfortunately, the DOT requires you to have actual physical mirrors on our trucks. Um, just actually saw a video posted, I think it was Fast Lane Truck, um, on this exact truck, and I'm kind of surprised it's in ATS. Um, Maybe it's slightly different, I don't know, but it had the two digital screens in it there, had the digital mirrors. It's got the one right there in the middle is the mirror looking straight down that passenger side window. So, pretty cool. Be nice if you could get rid of that mirror there on the driver's side, because honestly, it's just in the way, and it's kind of redundant. All right, guys, let's get this load. It's not a very long one that I looked at. It's that one. We are already here.
Let's go.
Actually, I think I'm. It's actually at this location. Okay, so that one. It's 38,000 pounds.
Drive safe.
I forgot to turn on the. Okay, guys, somehow the recording got paused. Sorry about that. Don't know what was missed. Nothing I can do about it at this point. I think I adjusted my mirrors. Not mirrors. I brought my seat in a little bit closer, narrowed the field of view. The problem with this game is, like, you really, in real life, with your eyes, I can see, all of that. But I haven't really found a good
Keep left
setting
and then turn left.
where you're sitting far enough back,
Turn left.
um, that you can, I mean, like I said, in reality, you see a bit of that mirror and a bit of that mirror in your peripheral vision when you're driving a truck for real. And you, of course, can turn your head slightly too, and turn your eyes slightly. In the game, I just haven't found really a setting where, a seating position where you can get that same field of view. You always need to look a little bit left or a little bit right. Maybe if I had one of those, super wide monitors, or had a multi-monitor setup, that would take care of that. There were no other engine choices for this truck. There was one that was 525 horsepower. It was a little bit more. 20 more horsepower, but it was a DD13. It's actually a smaller engine.
Keep right, and then exit right. Exit right.
Something I noticed in the video that I saw on YouTube from Fast Lane Truck, the little lever to the right of the steering wheel. If I turn on and off the engine brake, see that lever move? That's the engine brake adjustment. And I'm pretty sure the European trucks have that same lever for engine brake.
Keep right, and then turn right.
Freightliner is, I believe, a Daimler.
Turn right.
I believe a Daimler company. So not surprising that you start to see some European tech or design choices. So one of the things I would love in ATS and ETS for that matter is for the viewing angle, like I press on the stalk to go back to center. What I really wish is that it would auto center. So if I look to the left, when I let go of the stick, it would just go back to center. So I could do a quick left, right, and it would just center again. You have to hit a button to go back to center. There's no way to just have it spring back. And I don't understand why that's the case. Because like if you're at a stoplight and you wanted to do a quick left, right look, you wouldn't have to like worry about getting back to your actual center view. Just let go of the stick and it would return to center. But it doesn't. I haven't found a way to do that. If anybody knows, let me know. I searched for it. I found a few found somebody that had an alteration on a config file where if you press the look left button, when you released it, it would go back to center. But it was a much older version of the game, and when I tried to go find those settings in the config file, it looked totally different. So I didn't want to go messing with it. You may notice between this game, this video and the last video, my dollar amount there is a lot lower. I upgraded a garage in San Francisco and then bought another garage and then bought this truck, which was about $260,000 I think for this truck. But I wanted to have a modern truck available to me to drive. You know, I've got the big long nose Peterbilt, and then I've got the Kenworth cab over, which are kind of fun and unique, but you know, having kind of a modern truck that's reasonably quiet. Been watching a bunch of videos on what steering wheels to get. There's one called the Pody, something like that.
Keep left.
Has a complete trucking sim game pack. Comes with the steering wheel, shifter, and pedals. About $600 for all of it, and it all comes together. Full-size truck steering wheel, like a legitimately large truck steering wheel. Has a bunch of controls on it. The other one I've seen is Mosa, I think it is. They make some pretty high-end stuff with really amazing force feedback, and that starts at the big bucks. I thought that was kind of neat to find a system that has most of the controls you'd ever use. It's got
Keep right.
On the shifter. Yeah, shit. I'll get the fuck out of the way. Sorry, guys. Keep right. Great. Do I need this lane or that lane? This is what I hate about the nav in this game. I tried a Waze mod with all that does is change the visualizations on a map. It doesn't actually change its behavior, which is the primary problem. And it changed all the icons, so like for gas, where you can sleep, all that changed. And honestly, that doesn't really add anything to me.
Keep left.
Having to relearn what all the icons mean isn't really an advantage at this point. We're going to get to do a night drive. No, maybe not. It's only 56 miles to the destination. So probably not. But in order to get that steering wheel set up, you know, really need to get like gaming chair. You know, something to put the
Keep right.
thing on. Might be able to mount it to just a table. I don't know. I'll have to look into that. It's about $600 for the wheel and everything with it, but when I've looked for like gaming rigs where, you know, it's got a chair and a place to mount the wheel and the shifter and all that stuff, that's a few $100 too. And, you know, how much money do you want to invest in playing a game? Like I said, the controller is not ideal, but it does have almost everything you need in your hand. And
Keep right, and then exit right.
I can guys, we gotta pause here because it's almost to 14 minutes. We're back.
Exit right.
You know, I just drive with my keyboard on my lap, mouse to my right, and the controller in my hand. And gas, brake, steering, looking around. Most of the major controls are right on the Xbox controller. So it's handy for that.
Keep left, and then turn left.
But not really realistic.
Turn left.
By the way, there is a setting for the camera angle to change with the steering input. Um, that works okay, but I often find that in situations where you're like making a hard turn, like I just did, camera angle doesn't really move enough. Or if you set it to do that, then when you just move the wheel a little bit, you find the camera doing this all the time, and you're just trying to steer a little bit down the highway, which is kind of a pain. So I just set back a bit.
Go straight on.
I just set back a bit farther, so I can kind of see to my left there out the window. I can just kind of go like that if I need to a little bit. Okay, come on, light. Feels like the stoplights are about real length. I never drove an automatic when I was a truck driver. I drove just a straight 10, Eaton 10 speed, and had a Volvo VN series. I think it was a VN 670 that had a Super 10. I think it was a Super 10 with the Lightning package. So it had a little shifter, a little switch on the side, and so you'd rev it up in first gear, and then you'd flip the switch up, let off the throttle, you'd go to second. Flip the switch down, move the lever to second, it would go to third. It was took a little getting used to, but the main advantage was instead of having to move my arm 10 times to go through 10 gears,
Go straight on.
you only have to move your arm 5 times to go through 10 gears. And of course, most of the time you're not starting off in first anyway, you're starting off in second or third or something, unless you were really heavy. The other cool thing is it had a top 2 option. So at highway speeds, it would automatically shift between 9 and 10, which was nice for, rolling hills where, you couldn't quite stay in 10th. It would just drop to 9th automatically. It made long distance highway cruising a lot more less drama. But I heard that particular transmission was not known for amazing reliability. Mine failed once with a wiring problem in the wiring harness. Something shorted out, though. It wasn't like just a failure. I was sleeping, and all of a sudden the air horn's going off. Some kind of short circuit under the truck in that wiring harness, and I couldn't shut the air horn off. 3 o'clock in the morning, the air horn's going. There was nothing I could do. Turning the car off doesn't work because it's a constantly powered circuit. So all I did was
Keep
pump
right,
the brakes
and then exit right.
a bunch of times to try to get the air, to
Exit
bleed down
right.
with the engine off. Let me tell you what, having your own air horn go off while you're sleeping at 3 o'clock in the morning, that woke me out of bed, and I'm sure pissed off everybody in the
Keep right.
truck stop. And then I found the fuse for the air horn and pulled that, and because it didn't have one of the ropes you pull down, it was built into the steering wheel. It's an electronic relay. So once I figured out what fuse I needed to pull, I got the horn to stop going, even with air pressure. And then that's when I noticed that there was some kind of error code for the transmission.
Keep
So,
right, and then turn right.
Loved that Volvo truck. It
Turn right.
had an air ride in the front axle. It rode really good. Had a great turning radius. I really did like that truck. Had a Cummins ISX 15 liter in it, I think. Good power. Had a 6-cylinder engine brake, so it was like 600 horsepower engine brake, which was great. You could go down fully loaded any mountain. It didn't matter. It would just set the cruise
Keep
control. It
left,
would maintain
and
your
then
speed.
turn left.
It was an amazing truck to drive, but I think it went through 4 EGR valves in 1 year.
Turn left.
The cooler failed one time.
Turn right.
It's interesting. It's a 3-axle. It's an interesting trailer. Just noticed that. We don't have that many 3-axle trailers in the U.S.
You have arrived at your destination. Your route guidance is now finished.
It's always fun when they do this. You got a truck. Let's. And this shit happens in real life too. Get some idiot that parks a forklift right there, and then somebody parks their truck right there, and shit like that used to happen all the time. And it's like, why don't you just put me in the dock that's down there? Like, why do I got to use this one? But that does happen. Of course, it's 90 XP on this park, so they do that to make it challenging. God, it's got a reverse beeper. No. This is a extra long trailer too. Just noticing that. Ah, fuck. Ah. I gotta see if I can turn off that freaking reverse beeper. That's freaking annoying. Alright guys, that'll be it for this video, I think. You guys have a good day. Pins97 still 171 signing off, and be safe out there.